Waiting for everybody to get in. Wait. Got the startup going. Oh boy, comments are live. All right, so I guess we get it. All right. Hello. Welcome to the Hex Happy Hour Show. Gonna be joined here by Big Kirk here very shortly, and Vince even shorter than that. First of all, just housekeeping. What did I have to housekeep here? Oh yeah. Just if you haven't, please feel free to subscribe. YouTube, Twitch, Dlive, Twitter, Instagram. It's hard to keep up with all of us Hexicans jumping platforms. I think Twitch is the flavor of the week, but I'm there. I got an account. And all your comments are here in the chat. YouTube, Dlive, they've all been there. I chat with all you guys on Twitter all the time, Instagram too. And now that that housekeeping item is out of the way, oh, cool. Thanks, man. Let the jokes get started. Yeah, we got to save some material here. So let me bring our first Hexican in.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up?
What's up,
Vince? Yeah. See, I don't know what is going on. I mean, we have a nice view of the ocean. I guess that's where Big Kirk's supposed to be. So,
Puerto Rico.
All right, there we go. But all right, cool. And right on time.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
What's up, Captain Kirk?
BK.
Not much. Oh, just hanging out, enjoying the sunset here in Puerto Rico.
Cool.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I love it.
how are y'all doing?
Not bad.
Good, man.
Same old.
Ready for a nice little streamage here. There we go. Finally got your guys' names up there. So cool. What we got to talk about? I think we got a lot to cover in like an hour and a half. I guess first thing is what everybody's talking about in crypto. Obvious. Bitcoin finally busting 20,000. Took long enough, but I think it has plenty of implications for Hex long term. You guys own some Bitcoin. What are your thoughts on this week's action?
Oh, I used to own a lot of Bitcoin. I own less now. I mean, I have a little bit there's business stuff that I have, and so but not much, not anything notable. But I do think it is cool. I mean, I'm all about. I mean, it is interesting. I saw you tweet about this, Vince, that like, you start to have people that you've told about crypto before,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just there's a lot of people out there who like even smart traders who just trade that breakout. Like they wait until the all-time high is breached, and then they know it's going to go higher, so that's a good time to buy for them.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't, like to some degree they're going to miss out on the best of the gains, but like it's still, I mean, there's a lot of people who are going to start FOMOing in now. I mean, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think it could eventually Hex could eventually, in a much shorter time frame, mirror that Bitcoin chart. So you had Bitcoin zoom up to 20K, and then it took a while. I really don't think it's going to take Hex years to get back to its all-time highs. But once we get back up to like a penny and a half or so, I can see us kind of challenging that for a little bit, like Bitcoin did 20K. But when that level breaks to the upside, just like Bitcoin, I think we're racing then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm on Twitter. I'm seeing a lot of like hip hop artists and NBA players tweet about Bitcoin. So I made a comment about how back in the last bull run, that was kind of the signal for for the top and for everyone to get out. But it seems like it's happening a lot earlier this time.
Yeah,
So.
it's true. I mean, it's like a hard thing to put your finger on exactly how long a bull run's going to last, or like if you call it from the start, which I guess the start of it would have been the COVID, breakdown that happened in March, that would be kind of the start, but really like at the real bottom was like, right when Hex launched, literally. I mean, that was almost the exact bottom,
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, we're already like in those regards, we're a year in, so like if it's a 3-year bull run, maybe we've got a year and a half, 2 years left of juice in it, but yeah, it's still pretty early. I mean, it's awesome. So I'm all about it, man. I love to see the price up. I love to see everybody coming into the space. I love to see new people. Like, I mean, I made a tweet about it today that like, man, like it's not just Bitcoin, man. Like I'm just on Twitter, like there's like a lot of new Hexican faces that I see on Twitter that that are legit. Like they understand. There's people that I see that understand the product and have done some serious research on it and are showing up. It's cool. It's kick-ass. There's several live streamers that like I had some free time, which I don't have as much lately, but like when I had some free time, I was poking through. Thanks, Children of the Grave. I have lost a little weight. I'm on under 200 pounds, man. I'm feeling great about it, man.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm working at that high school, level. We'll see if we ever get there, but getting there. But yeah. I mean, like it's cool to see lots of new faces in Hex too. New live streamers. There's, it's awesome. There's now I'd say there's too much content to like, you cannot fully engross all and take in all the content that there is. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, these are like the good problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember I used to work in a music park that we wanted to had worked at for a while and wished we could sell out. And then when it finally did sell out, then all the same people that we've been working together for years were immediately complaining about the problems of a sellout show. Like, oh, there's so many people and 80, and you're like, man, this is what we wanted. This is exactly what we wanted. So it's good to see this happen. And the more the better. I'm fine. PayPal in, fine. Whatever. All these people want to come in, fine. Hopefully they find their way. A good portion of them find their way to Hex.
Yeah, and I think that's my long-term thinking and view, and I don't think that's really hopium either. I think there's a lot of realistic expectation in there, and I'm not expecting anything for Hex per se. Maybe crypto, but just in terms of people coming into Bitcoin, we're at that phase to where everybody's hearing about it, and it's in the news. It's on CNN, Fox, tickers. It's new all-time highs is a huge thing. Like said Kirk, new people are going to be getting in. Even I got my mom into some Bitcoin, I guess, over the past year and a half. She's already up 3x. And that kind of word's going to spread. Not everybody's going to, I guess, have that performance because they didn't get in before that break. But now that it's in the news cycle, it's I think my hope, and again, my realistic expectation is that once people get into Bitcoin's the gateway drug. And that's okay, this is my first crypto, usually for mostly everybody. They understand the point of a store of value, and they start to get the digital gold thing and understand why, limited units are so powerful. Then that general concept, they have that down. Then, oh, well, CD on the blockchain, I understand that concept. Oh, wow, you mean this pays that much interest? And this is how it works? I understand this concept. The longer you lock up for it, the more interest you make. And I think that transition is going to come pretty fast the more and more people that jump into Bitcoin, because I'm a Bitcoin bull. I think price goes, I think we get at least 6 figures this run, and I think we get 100K in the next couple of years. And
it's something that I thought was going to happen. Before I really found Richard and like learned a lot about Hex and stuff, and about the markets in general, I had figured that eventually we'd be there. Like that's something that I had thought for a while. So like while I've tempered my expectations to some degree, I still think it's possible. And like it's funny because like while I've tempered my expectations, I mean, like when we get into later on, when we get into price predictions and Moon Talk, like I think that I've already so far, like my early price predictions for where we'd be at by now, like I didn't ever think that by the end of the first year we'd hit $0.015. Did not think that was a possibility. So like, so I'm already like, there's like, I'm starting to expound my beliefs on how far we can go now, and it seems pretty awesome. I mean, just Richard talking about it on stream the other day, a day or two ago when he was doing the math of like, less than 42 million or something like that would send us, up to $1 per hex. It was pretty,
It's funny how he kept screwing up and saying 50 cents instead of.
Yeah, he said it like 4 times. I was like, oh man, that's so funny.
I think it was like, did I really say that? I'll think I said that. And they were like, oh yeah, I guess I did.
Yeah, I guess it
did.
But the math was there, right? That like a penny is like less than $1.5 million, and a dollar is like less than $45 million, like 42 million or something like that. So I mean, and maybe less now that we, when he was tweeting or streaming about it, we're just crossing half a penny. So got some time. But yeah, it's awesome to see Bitcoin where it's at. There's that part that I've spoke about previously that like, you're going to have a lot of like, the wish list of like what you might want, like to be proven right, and all other people in crypto that talk shit about Hex and say it's a scam or whatever to be like proven incredibly wrong financially, but that doesn't have to like, I think they're going to do just fine too. And their confirmation bias will exist, and ours will, like they'll not be able to read the charts very well and still think that they're doing fantastic. And they are, in legacy systems, people are going to, like you said, are going to get in at a later point and not get as good of returns. But I mean, when you can't even get 2% annually on the legacy markets, this is great. This is fantastic. So still seems fantastic for most people that are going to be getting in. They will be.
Yeah, and Bitcoin's like the safe play, and I think that's why so much institutional money is coming into that, and maybe Ethereum's next. I kind of anticipate that.
There's people that talk to me that will not, like, they ask me my opinion about crypto and then are still just want to buy Bitcoin, and I'm like, okay, I mean, you could do that, but like, I'm trying to get you came to me and like you could have gone anywhere to find somebody to tell you to just buy some fucking Bitcoin, like. I'm trying to give you the tip here, trying to give you the, but like, okay, fine. I mean, you'll probably do all right. It's fine.
Yeah. I think there really will be a landslide of money into Bitcoin, and from traditional finance, I see that shift happening, and if that's happening, word's going to get out, and family members, friends are finally going to take the leap because they're going to see everybody doing pretty well, I think, at a slower pace, of course, than some alts. But yeah, it's like I said, it's the gateway drug, and for the amount of money that I foresee coming into Bitcoin, that just opens people's minds to the concept of crypto. So many people that aren't even in crypto right now are going to learn about it, understand it, and then be like, oh, okay, cool. What's this shiny thing over here that's done 200x?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay. Why did it do that? Is it a scam or something? Oh, wow. It's been around for a year or two already, and this is how it works. And I easily understand this concept. We don't have like a launch phase anymore. We don't have big payday anymore. It's an actual product, living, breathing, understandable, well, much more understandable for outsiders product.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and like the community that we've built around it is like the organic nature of it is fantastic. Like it literally is we all found it in our own way, and nobody's here that's been here, I mean, was ever paid to do what they were doing, and like it's very difficult to build a community like that. I mean, it's got all the fun trappings of Bitcoin way back when, and like that's why it'll pull a lot of people into it, because like there is going to be a lot of people that are going to chase the money, and are gonna stuff their shit into Bitcoin, and then are gonna look for the next big thing and the next big thing. And there's, you know, the more people come in, the more, you know, degenerates there are, and hopefully some come into our realm and you know, realize that it's a better idea to just hang out here and stay. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for all. I mean, the more the better, you know.
Yeah, thanks for Love Children of the Grave. I have some jokes too, by the way. Just you know.
I'm sure Big K has some too.
I mean, I'm not as good at the jokes. I mean, I have dad jokes for days, but you know, they usually come organically. They usually come out in like conversation, and everyone groans mercilessly. Oh,
those are the best kind, though.
Yeah, they are. I should start putting them down for the next year's sessions.
Yeah, Denny Block raises a good point, because I did notice it was bumping up against it earlier this morning or late last night, whatever. T-share price is about to go over 100 again and climbing, and it's really interesting that the T-share price, you know, is moving or does move faster than the price of HEX. So the next high on HEX is going to have a higher T-share price than what it was. So I love that layout on graphhex.rocks that has that overlay. Favorite charts to look at.
Yeah, because you can see that, like, once we leave, like, sure, we've been at half a penny like 3 times, you know, like 3 major times, you know. He's setting you up for that. It's great. It was like 3 major times we hit half a, you know, we went to 0.6 of a cent early as shit, and each time the T-share price was significantly lower, you know, the previous time. Like, I mean, like, it's a lot higher now than it was. I mean, that's just the system doing exactly what it's supposed to, rewarding us for being early in on it and staking early.
Right. 54 9 days ago. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep, that's pretty awesome. I mean, and that was something that we kind of knew was going to happen. I mean, it's something that, like, after Big Payday, I was like, if everybody wasn't a little surprised at how low, like, I mean, I'm sure that, like, you know, Kyle or somebody who's modeled it properly, you know, wasn't as surprised. But I was relatively surprised that we were only at like 16,000 per, you know, per T-share. Like, I thought it was going to be, I mean, I don't know, was it GraphHex or Hex Info? One of them had it being at like 18,000, and I thought that was, like, beforehand I was like, really, that low? You know, I thought it was going to be plus 20,000. So I was very, very wrong in that regard. So that was something kind of surprising to me. I mean, so it's going to take off, you know. It's going to.
Yeah, and that was, I guess, the first time we witnessed the power or presence of the OA and how it can be extremely beneficial and has the products back, as opposed to, you know, this entity that, you know, just like lurks and stays away and is like, oh, well, all the people that, you know, just staked for right after Big Payday, they're gonna, you know, dilute everybody who went in for 10, 15 years, and that certainly did not happen. The point of the product is to, you know, longer pays better, and the OA pretty much, without speaking in any, you know, live form, hammered that home by the actions around.
Yeah, for sure.
That is the truth. Yep. And it's better for everybody. I mean, like, that's why, I mean, there's the, like, if, you know, it's a lot harder to, I mean, it's why that there's this the power that HEX has. I mean, like, the price is a lot safer, and, you know, with our system than there's a lot of copycat coins out there that are not doing too well. And some of the reasoning behind it. I mean, people can exploit stuff when they can get a lot of the coins. I mean, and plus, that's another thing too, is, I mean, I'm just, I lurk through everywhere, and like, I've paid attention to some of these copycats a little bit, you know, here and there. And let me tell you, they're doing their best to try and inorganically create, like, the same feels that we have organically created. You know, they're trying to create some sort of, you know, community of live streamers or whatever, but, like, you know, you can just tell right out the gate that it's not the same. It's not organic. These are not real. Like, a lot of the people, like, they did you know, that they're just not wanting to be public. You know, there's a lot of people that don't want to be public, and I don't find that there's any shortage of people who are more than happy to show their face and their space and tell their story and stuff that are in that next community. So, I mean, it's another thing that's super cool to see. I mean, and reflexive of like the previous Bitcoiners, because like I mean, when Bitcoin became popular, I mean, there was a lot of people who were very willing to stand on top of a mountain and scream as loud as they could. You know, I mean, not so many. I mean, a lot of them became pretty wealthy and did it and like didn't and dropped out of favor, you know, or didn't even hurt them as much. But I mean, there was some people that were more than willing to, you know, say very loudly Bitcoin was a big thing. I mean, there was one dude who like uprooted his whole family and traveled the world just talking about Bitcoin and shit. You know, I mean, there's lots of people that do weird shit. They're willing to, you know.
Yeah, and what other
I expect we'll see a lot of that in Hex too. You know, I mean, I can't remember who showed the pic of their Hex tattoo, but I mean, we've already got a confirmed.
Oh,
Hex
that was Cookie Boys.
Cookie Boys, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So I mean,
yeah,
beat me to it. I said we had to get to 33 cents before the end of the year. I was.
I think coffee has a target too, doesn't he? Like.
Yeah.
I think you said 10 cents.
10 cents or $1.
I mean,
yeah,
that's
like that.
a 10x off there, but yeah, I thought it might have been 10 cents. So yeah. But yeah, I was about to say, like, what other crypto community has their own fantasy football league in the first year of existence? So thanks to Kamish here, we got a cool league. It's wrapping up. I mean, we got the semis coming up, so I'm just going to bring up some of the matchups here. But I know Vince has got a team in it. So Kirk, man, tell me how like it came about. I know you have some other wallets in the works and you got big ideas. I'm not going to ask you to spill them here, but tell me how the fantasy football thing came about and what's been the feedback so far?
Well, I mean, so far everybody's loved, like everybody that's done the league that's in it has loved it. I mean, like there's one of my buddies who lost out pretty early on and was like but I mean, here's the thing: is that like it's a show. There's two cats that were really like at the bottom of the barrel: Bones Bash's team and Swanee Hex Monster. And Swanee Hex Monster, I thought he was out of it, you know, and he fought his way back in and is in the top 4 now. And like, I mean, really, that was all moves he had to. I mean, he was like 2 and or he's like 1 and 4 or something to start out with. You know, he's doing real bad. So it was cool to see everyone actually pay. Like everyone has said that they were very stoked to see people paying attention to it and working through. You know, like a lot of people did a lot of moves, and it was nice to see. You know, it was nice to see. I mean, sometimes I'm in fantasy football leagues, and even ones for money, and like half of the people just like, you know, 4 games in, they lose a few games and they just stop giving a shit, you know. But here we had a lot of people that worked their asses off and made it real fun and shit talked a lot along the way. I mean, the cats that I know that I know personally are world-class shit talkers. So currently Swanee Hex Monsters and Jack's football team have been talking some very thorough, thick shit about whether or not they're going to get a chance to play each other in the upcoming round. Now Jack's football team just lost their quarterback, only got 2 points there, Derek Carr last night. So it's in a rough situation, not gonna lie. But yeah, it's exciting because like, I mean, the nice thing is that like that because we did the plan that I did was to have the Hex staked before big payday. We have a lot more Hex than we had to begin with, and we put in the pot. So I mean, like the way that the breakdown on payouts is going to work is that everybody's going to get their $20 back, you know, in Hex. So like even people that came in the bottom of the barrel are still going to get their entry point back, which is pretty kick-ass. So it's like, I mean, it's like a lossless league really in that regard. And the top 5 places are gonna see some winning. So like, I mean, even Vince, you are on the lower end bracket. Like, I mean, you still have a chance for some, you know, several thousand Hex, you know, which when we put in, you know, wasn't nearly what it's worth now. I mean, it was like, you know, less than like $200 that everybody put in, and now it's worth well over 1,000. You know, so pretty kick-ass payouts for a fantasy football league that was just the first time for all of us to mess around with it within Hex, which is awesome. What is this Hexican Standoff? Yes, that's our fantasy football league, Shadowy Hex Brilliance. I will drop a little bit of it that in the future, next year's fantasy football, everybody that played with us this year has a chance to get into this next league. But I'm going to have 2 leagues set up next year, and we're going to buy in. You can buy in ahead of time, but the buy-in is going to be for the next 15 years. So you will have we have fantasy football leagues staked hex that is set up for the next 15 years of fantasy football. So if you want to be in the league, it's going to be the market cost when I set the league up to buy in. So like probably like $100 per person, but that buy-in is going to be for the entire 15 years. So like who knows what the 10-year fantasy football league is going to be worth. That 50,000 coins or whatever it's going to be, it could be worth fuck tons of money, and so that's going to be a fun league idea that we could have going on for not forever, for 15 years, because that's how long we had before big payday. I was able to stake out some wallets for these leagues. So if we have some takers that want to buy in, everybody that's in our leagues currently will have first go at the first team, and then I'll have a second setup of teams that everybody can join into. So yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, why not? We got 15 years to pass the time. And I mean, I like playing it. Yeah, at least, exactly. And it'd be fun to see where that goes. I mean, in the furthest reaches of my mind, I imagine some high stakes worth millions of dollar, payout, in year 10 through 15, where people who could sell their seat for to other people for a chance to play in and get a percentage of their winnings or something. I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'd be lots of fun. So, but this one's been awesome. I mean, like I said, it's really hard to do a 16-team league in general, and I mean, most people's teams are pretty shit by the end of the year, no matter what.
Yeah.
But we did really good, and everybody participated quite well, and tried their best. So I appreciate everybody for playing.
What was the manager-less team again?
So the managerless team, I had somebody that couldn't, nobody joined in. We had somebody that was supposed to play, and then they couldn't. They dropped out at the last minute. So we were uneven on teams. So my plan was just to leave it headless, and if it ever did anything, then everybody, I would just if got paid out, everybody else got paid out. So of course it did very terribly, and it was basically a free win for anybody that played against.
Except two unlucky individuals.
Yes, two unlucky individuals. One of the people that lost against it was also in last place next to him. So
okay.
they were both there.
It's like the OA of the project.
Yeah, exactly.
Hexican Standoff OA. Yeah.
This one couldn't do very much though. It just withered. But yeah, I imagine we won't have that next time. That the leagues that I have staked out for the future are all smaller leagues, like 12 and 14-man teams. So that or leagues. So that way, it's not as you get a little bit better chance at some better players.
That's awesome. Hey, in the chat, we got any football fans out there? Let us know your.
Colin X. Sanders says the NFL will be dead by then. Well, if that happens, then we'll just then everybody in the league we'll just split up the whatever it was each year, and maybe we'll have a taunting or something. Some.
Well, I could have learned something that the top 5 you said get payouts.
Yes, top 5 get payouts.
What's fifth get?
Fifth just gets 5% of the pot. So
okay,
it's not much more. I mean, you're gonna get probably double what you put in, which isn't bad. We can't complain with that.
Yeah,
but it makes at least the loser bracket is for something. There's a reason to play with your team. Mess with your team still.
Yeah. So your matchup here, I saw that the poor Jacks did lose David Carr last night. Mariota looked good for not playing for a while.
Very, very good. Yes, I mean,
he looked like a new dude.
Yeah, I was very. I mean, he's had a lot of time to sit and think. So
yeah. So even with, let's see, I guess you're 58% favorite now.
Yeah, it's still close.
How you feeling? How you feeling going into the matchup this weekend?
I don't know. My quarterback got hurt the other day, so I had to pick up Hurts, who's actually been pretty on fire.
Who was your QB?
My QB before that was the other one, Carson Wentz, who, when he went down, I was oh, crap. So I went and picked up Hurts on the back end. I also picked up Mitch Trubisky, and he did really good for me last week too. So it's I'm a Bears fan. So the idea that I play anybody on the Bears ever is just stupid. It's just a recipe for me to lose everything, so I probably won't play him, but I'm feeling pretty good about my chances. I mean, I know I talked to Jack's football team on the phone yesterday, and he was he was feeling the hurt. He thinks that he's definitely thinking that he's fucked. So but I mean, anything's possible. Anything's possible. It's fantasies, or all that like projected shit that doesn't mean anything. I mean, like the draft is a perfect example. Like Yahoo and the draft thing was like, the people who are all C's and D's are almost all the people who are in the finals now. Like like as far as their ranking went. So everyone who got A's and B's didn't do as well. So so you got to play the game too.
Yep. All right, Vince. So answer me this question: where does your team name come from?
Oh, I don't know. This is the random name I picked at the time. I just wanted the first and last name to start with the same letter. So
gotcha. And for everybody who can't see it, it's corgis. So yeah, the mighty corgis.
Yes.
Yeah, the mighty corgis. I love it.
Yeah. I actually haven't checked up on my team in a while.
It's setting your lineup. Oh, Will Fuller's in. So yeah, I guess not.
Yeah. You got to switch out a couple players, but you are able to make, if you, what are you, 6th or 7th? So yeah, you still have a chance for 5th. If you win this week and next week, then you'll win that 5th place.
Yeah, I gotta get in on that. Yeah.
So I guess if you're in top 4 right now, the worst you could do is 4th.
Yes. Okay. So it's not bad.
Cool. All right. Well, just throwing it out there for fun. Who you guys got in the Super Bowl? Throw it out there to chat too. Like, what 2 teams? What's the matchup? And then who you got winning it? Who you got there, Kirk, for the real Super Bowl? Not.
I mean, Pittsburgh's just too. I mean, I don't really care who they're playing against. I think they're gonna win. Like it's just they look too solid right now. I mean, no one's been able to really touch them. I mean, I'm not sure. Like that's, and I'm not a fan or anything like that. But like, man, they're pretty impressive. KC versus New Orleans, I see identity block. I don't know. I mean, Kansas City also has had a great team. So those would be good picks. I don't know. Those are, like I said, it's hard to bet against the Steelers right now.
Who you got, Vince?
Funny enough, I don't actually watch football.
I'm more evident by your expert lineup moves.
Yeah. I'm more of a NBA person, but yeah.
Oh, cool. Right on. All right, we got some people chiming in. Identity Block says KC versus New Orleans, and KC versus
Steelers for a final. I could see that for sure. That'll be a tough. That would be probably the game of the year of like the season to watch. Like I think that they'll probably be the best two of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, I struggle with Buffalo. I really like them, but they just don't really have a run game. I mean, Josh Allen's great, but it's
I mean, they're very much they've come a long way from where they were a couple years ago.
Yeah. For me, I got Chiefs over the Packers. So that is my line. I like Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, I love Aaron Rodgers. It's like I'm a Bears fan, so it's like
right.
Like we've never had a good, like who's on paper our best quarterback ever was Jay Cutler. Like statistically, like nobody else has been actually better than him ever, Whereas Green Bay is up there whooping our ass all the time, just like with one great star quarterback after another. I'm just waiting for them to draft the next best quarterback. So that's painful. But yeah, he is fantastic. So I mean, it's tough to bet against him too.
Oh, Identity Block. I hope that's about me. Thank you very much. Nice pick. All right, so that's football, fantasy football. I know all the Hexicans, even though there's endless Hex content out there, still like their Hex content. So we're going to talk some more Hex. Richard's live stream this week, I think he actually had 2, one with Nerdgirl, but his recent one was like 3 hours. Any good tidbits for either of you? I know he's spoken quite a bit, I guess, over the past couple of weeks, but anything stand out to you on those?
His ability to attempt his best shot at not using the word retard.
That's too. I'm surprised that he's going for a more diplomatic and clean language version of himself than his usual fire.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, like, still comes with it. Some of it, like, you still get some people, like, he still says it straight up, like, there's some people need to be told what's what, but I do think that part of that is this, like I've said it before, that, like, what is he also excited for? He's also excited for transcending crypto. And, like, when you transcend crypto, like, you better, like, if you want to talk to somebody's mom or grandma or whoever, whatever, then you're gonna want to clean up a little language, maybe not drop some sort of something that people find super unoffensive. It might turn them off to you just by that one word, like, that might be something you want to be a little more careful of. I mean, it doesn't mean you can't be sharp with your tongue and, like, able to tell people what's what, but, like, just do it in a way that they're going to respond to, I mean, that I could see. And yeah, the 50-cent mistake, Motley investor. Yeah, the 51, that the dollar, when we get he kept, it was very Freudian slippy, it was very, I was like, ooh,
Freudian slip.
Yeah. So yeah, that was cool too. I mean, that reality that, like, that because market cap is such a vanity metric, and the margin, the variables for HEX are set up such that, finding ourselves at a very high market cap won't be something unexpected. I think that's what he's gearing. He's trying his best to gear people up for that. Like, there could be way more lurches upward, in our future. I mean, it wouldn't take very much.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the more entertaining nuggets I got from the stream was, I guess, the recent music choices that he likes. So the pop rap music. I like that. And I can admit I have Doja Cat on my iPad. It's a good running tune. So,
dude, have you heard the Doja Cat track "Moo" yet? Dude, go listen to the Doja Cat track "Moo." It's fucking great. I mean, it's just, I mean, honestly, I listen to all that shit, and, like, that's just great. I mean, I'd say like 85% of it is fantastic. It's yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call, Cabana.
Yeah. I actually, that might be in my Shazam, because what I'll do is I'll hear something on radio and I'll Shazam it, and then I'll take like an hour or something once a month and go through and add them all to my library. So I don't do the streaming stuff yet, but it's still cheaper for me because I don't really download a ton of music. But when I do, I'd probably do it more like springtime to get ready for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just go back and get all that. Of course, Children of the Grave. Yeah, his music taste didn't impress him. What we got here? Colin. Once grandma and grandpa are steak, then resort back to retard language. Good strategy, no?
I mean, I think that, like, eventually Richard will be able to do, like, he'll be able to be doing other stuff, working on his book stuff or working on whatever, or not be like the prominent front figure in HEX if he doesn't want to be, all the time. So, like, he can say whatever, but, like, in the interim, before we do hit virality and, like, really pop off, I think that it is, if he wants to really set his marketing skills ablaze, then cleaning up a little bit of that would be fantastic. I mean, I can see that. But yeah, that all funnily parlays into some of the things that I'd say about a couple of the questions we're going to go over, Cabana's, because those are, like, some of my favorite interviews from Richard. All
right. Well, let's get into them, because I do have, I guess, a small list of things I'd like to go over, because we are pretty much close to the end of the year here. So we can look back and do, like, our own quick little happy hour year in review. I guess the first one I got is, and we'll get the negatives out of the way first, but your least favorite moment of 2020 HEX history. Feel free, anybody, to weigh in.
Vince, you want to go first?
Let's see. For me, it was probably, I I think it was some the how do I say it without naming them? The project that was built on top of Hex that ended up causing up a bunch of drama and kind of left and kind of still ended up tarnishing our Hex's name. Yeah, I think everything surrounding them just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, and yeah, so and I think they also caused a major dip in the price, if I recall correctly. So yeah, that was bad for us too. But,
well, good for those wanting in. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I thought about this for a while, and I was gonna say that too, at the gate. But like the like, part of that is good. I think that like we all had to deal with that, coalesce together, and work past it. Like some people made the wrong decision and were taken to some degree by that, and and some found their way back to like being like, oh, that was dumb, and some didn't. And like there's a very big growth moment. It's strange because like I don't want to say that was on my like two items for like my best moments. Wasn't that happening, but it was everyone's growth post that happening, because I thought it was overcoming that was awesome. My worst moment was much earlier on. It was the other one. It was the first set of FUD, which came like double forked in the sense that we lost a good website in Hexstat, and then what we are still, they're still currently being annoying at some other location. Like that whole situation was much tougher for me at that point in time, because like we weren't all doing this, we weren't all doing this. So like it was me with my own feelings and how strongly I felt about Hex alone, like the only other person that I had to like really that like, besides when like Richard doing a live stream from time to time, like the only other person out there that I connected with was Hexologist at that point in time. So like if it wasn't for Hexologist being this solid dude through that, and like it was definitely a lot harder to not fall victim to, because like I mean that was still heavy time when you wanted to be, if you were putting in the adoption amplifier, you wanted to be. Those are days that you'll look back and be like, man, the days that I thought about that stuff enough to maybe not put in a little ETH that I was gonna put in, like was hard. That was the hardest time for me to like be like, no, this is legit. I'm gonna stay the course. That's all bullshit. None of that is real. And like if it wasn't for the fact that it was pretty recent that Richard had been talking about kind of these kinds of things, like there will be FUD, we will go through this stuff. Like before Hex launched, he talked about that in depth, and like and it was just close enough to in my mind and fresh enough to where I remember that and remember being like, okay, I know that that's a reality, but like I don't want, like I gotta work, like that's just FUD. It's just FUD. We've done this before. Like I'm gonna sell all your shit, and then what are you gonna do? Sit around and watching it go back up again, and then you're gonna feel like a fucking dumb shit, So like that was my hardest.
Yeah, I had both of you guys. What you said is on my list, so I tried to think of something different because they were definitely up there. Mine is ongoing still, and that is I'm trying to phrase it correctly, but I'll say it's like the lack of acknowledgement or even the denial of Hex's existence by some pretty big players, like a site like Real Vision, or like a Bitcoin OG like Chris Dunn. I can't tell you how many times I've commented or tagged Richard in a stream when they're asking for what personalities would be great interviews, and I was like, how the hell can you not qualify Richard as probably your best, most entertaining interview? And he's probably smarter than pretty much most of your guests that you already have. And they just ignore it. They don't even respond to it because they're in that club. And if you acknowledge Hex right now, still, you're frowned upon by all the followers and that don't know. They still don't know anything. Those guys don't even bother me anymore. Everybody yells scam. You're effing stupid. You don't bother me. It's the higher level now. We're like we're punching up instead of down, and it's like, okay, there's going to come a time to where we've already had on 13 months now of existence. yeah, there's got to come a time to where, oh, it's still around after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Oh, well, look at the price chart. Oh, let's outperform this and your precious Bitcoin. At what point do you just say, hey, I was wrong, or you just keep ignoring it forever? That really, if you can tell, it pisses me off, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to tag him in every interview request that's out there, and it'd be nice if you got a response as to why do you keep ignoring it, but they'll never say, because I'll just do Real Vision as an example. I think Raul Powell is extremely smart. He's been all over the Bitcoin move. They have some great content on that site. But man, the ignoring of Richard, and he talks about not being maximalist, and that's being key to their strategy going forward with content. And then he brings up coins like XRP and I think EOS, and I'm like, what in the world are you doing, man? And you're going to ignore a legit, proven project that's it gets me, man.
Well, it is frustrating, but like the cool shit about it, honestly, the shit that is like cool is that it gives, like Richard has said, what it is it's opportunity. And it's not just opportunity for us to buy Hex and watch the price go up and enjoy it, but like it's this right here is part of it. Like we have a way higher percentage ability to break in and create your own your own community and your own little like live, your own stream and your own content and your own product or whatever that revolves around crypto, that is actually as crypto is supposed to be. And like, you don't have to lie or bullshit about it. You can create a real product, and like, you don't have to worry about the underlying blockchain being fucking scammy bullshit. You just know that what we're working with works, and you can go on building your service or whatever else on top of it you want, which is something that's awesome. I mean, like it's definitely harder without margin trading, shill links, and without scammy fucking companies giving you what's the word for it, funding, sponsorships. There you go. Without that, like it's very difficult to break into, like, just start a YouTube channel and then start crushing like stuff, and like you said, with a good product, we can.
Kurt. All right, you're good. Talk.
Sorry, sir.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you faded for a second.
No, I think that it's great, and we can, like, there's a good product underneath what we're doing here that you can literally route around a lot of that, so like it's a frustrating thing, but like it leaves, like, if they're not going to pay attention to what's actually valid in the marketplace, then they'll lose credibility. And I mean, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, because, like, again, bull market's here. So like the best thing to do is doing what you're doing, I think, because somebody is going to, there are some people in that are coming around. We are seeing some more people interested in Hex, but like, yeah, you're right. Some of the big people, that is very frustrating. So
yeah, I mean, you have to be tactful about it. You can't be mean about it. And I never have been, unless somebody comes at me and usually yells scam, in response to me. But when you're bringing it up to some of these bigger OG players, yeah, absolutely, you be mannerly and present it, and I'm going to keep on doing it. And it just, the ignoring part, just come out and say why, because they never will. And of course, like a Real Vision, they're in bed with Peter McCormick, so they'll talk to that guy, but they ignore Richard. Like, come the on. Yeah. Can't control Hex. That's why they don't like it. That's right.
It's so silly too, because like that's why they like love Bitcoin from the start. Like that was what got us all into it, was the fact that it wasn't like government run money. I mean, I think that's a big part of it. I mean, obviously making money on top of it too, but like, I mean, I got into Monero because I was interested in privacy. That's what really like got me mining it. And it was like the first time I was like, you can just turn this graphics card on and make $3 a day. Holy shit. This is incredible.
All right, well, let's get one more negative out later. Before we get to the positives, we'll do least favorite Richard Hart interview, and there are a few here to choose from. Keep in mind that some of those initial ones did occur in 2019, so let's try to stick to 2020.
Okay, so I'm not sure. So my least favorite, I've got two that really are like, oof. The one is the wolf dude, whatever his name
Toy Wolf.
was.
Oh,
Yeah, that dude sucks. He's just like, I can understand out the gate why Richard didn't even like put that on his YouTube account, didn't even retweet that shit. He's like, this is gonna be a giant motherfucking waste of time. And he was entirely right. And that dude's like existence basically is an entire waste of time. And he's just, I mean, as long as if you want to get like follow some dude who will lemming you straight off into rug pull land, like one after another, like that's your dude. He's right there, man. He's ready for you.
Yeah.
That was bad. The other one that was bad to me was bad for a different. Like it wasn't because Richard looked bad or anything like that. It was because like okay, and it's not even because I believe this stuff. Is the one with Stefan, the Austrian economics guy. And the reason why I didn't like that one so much was because like I used to like I don't espouse these beliefs anymore, as you know, but like I used to believe a lot of the Austrian economics mindset. Like I mean, I worked for the Ron Paul campaign, you know, back in way back when. So like I held those beliefs, and watching someone who claims to hold them so strongly argue them so terribly, like I don't even hold these beliefs anymore, but like I could do them better justice. I could do them so many other people could do them better justice, and at least argue the points better. At least like give the mindset of fighting chance against Richard, which like he's going to dissect it and dispose of you regardless. But like I mean, fight the good fight properly. It was just pitiful, so like that was just pitiful for the sake of like this wasn't a good debate. It wasn't a good there was no good arguing going on. And it is, so the guy that claims he knows a lot about a type of economics that can't properly talk about it right, it's just you're like, okay, sounds good. This was waste of everybody's time too, but great. But those are my two.
Vince, what you got?
Well, yeah, I agree. The one with the wolf guy was just terrible, and like it was just a complete waste of Richard's time, I feel. And it's even funnier because I heard like he's been shilling some random DeFi crap on his Twitter, and apparently most of them got rug pulled. So yeah, it's a little karma right there, I guess you could say. But the one that I didn't enjoy the least was probably the On Yavin interview. That was terrible. I think the only real value we got out of that was a laugh that he wears sunglasses indoors. But yeah, I mean,
it's like a terrible, terrible host, and like for a beta to come at Richard like that and try to lay down ground rules, and just
it was advertised as a fireside chat, but it was more like an interrogation.
It was so bad.
Yeah, that was goofy, and yeah, isn't that dude? Aren't they in trouble for some?
Yep.
Yeah, apparently they blackmail random project founders.
Ooh, yeah, they tried. I feel like there's call it. Give me your address, or you're a scam now. That was great. You can't.
And they tried to get Richard to share his screen before the.
Yeah, it's all total bullshit. Yeah, it was funny though. Yes, that was funny. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like some of them, like when we get to the other side of this, it's like, is it the best knowledge wise, or is it the worst? Like, what makes it the worst? Like in this situation, like sometimes I enjoy the train wrecks. They're great.
Funny how scammer yells scam. Yep.
Yeah, that's that giveaway.
Oh, that was so painful. All right. So anyway, let's turn to the positive now. Your favorite Richard Hart stream of 2020.
So like, I got 3.
You're gonna pick one of mine then.
All right. Well, then I'll go last, so you guys can go. Like you guys go first.
All right. Well, let me go first on this one because I only got one. That was Simon Dixon's, because that was absolute favorite of the year. It was just a great civil discussion, and actually like, Simon was kind of like engaged like the entire time and led the conversation in different ways, and Richard would answer and they would feed off each other, and it was just super good. Simon's a real smart guy anyway, so I think that's why it was enjoyable the whole way through, and probably why it was my favorite. So Vince, there we go.
Am I allowed to pick his appearance on the 24-hour live stream as my favorite?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
or do you want like a
That was like springtime, wasn't it?
choose like a one-on-one? If it's one-on-one, probably the one with Data Dash. Because yeah, he's one of my favorite crypto YouTubers outside of Richard Hart, and yeah, it's just fun to see them, you know, catching up and stuff. So yeah, but the reason I choose the 24-hour live stream one as my favorite was because it was just so good to see him like celebrating with us, and yeah, just like spending his time, and yeah, he generally looked happy about how the launch phase went. So
yeah,
just happy to see him, you know, just kind of like have a weight lifted off his shoulders, basically, just to see the launch phase through with us. So yeah, I really enjoyed that.
All right, top three. What you got?
Okay. So I really liked the there's like a little 30-minute interview with Leah Helpburn. That she the altcoin buzz one. Yeah. That was really good. It was like it's like a 30-minute talk that I can give to other people and be like, here, just watch this, and like they'll be like, oh fuck, I get this, you know. And it's one of the more concise like points that, you know, like talks that I can give. So I really like it for that reason. I also like, and this is where I mean, like, what do you mean by like? Because like I really liked the Giacomo Zucco / McCormick. Just like there's something I just love. Like there's so much to love about it. Like the fact that Giacomo took the time to build a website, but like he immediately realized the whole idea of it was just not going to work at all and wasn't going to play with Richard whatsoever.
Oh, the Zuxbucks.
Yeah, the Zuxbucks. Yeah, the fact that like that was dispelled and unraveled, and like in real time, you could watch him realizing that the longer he stayed on the stream, the worse he looked. Just the worst he looked. He was like, I got to get out of here. He's just it's like a dude at a party that's just like looking for the fucking door. He's just like, I gotta. He's like, all right, I gotta be hitting the dusty trail. You know?
I feel like that stream had so much potential if he actually came on and talked seriously, because he's such a smart dude that they would have had a really good conversation.
Yeah, because they are very smart, but like very adversarial opinions. And like if they would have reasonably had some discourse, I thought it was going to be great. And like and to see it like have it be like that, and then to watch it devolve into McCormick just getting shredded on live stream was amazing. Like you can't write it up like that. You couldn't have gotten all those people to like sign waivers and get paid money to make it happen that well. Like, you know, like it was great. It was great TV. And like, I mean, you just were just like popcorn in hand, just like, holy shit, this guy's here again. No way. I cannot believe it. Oh, he's gonna get it this time. He's gonna get it this time. And like, it was great. I mean, like, and how he didn't know he was gonna get it. Like, what was he gonna like? To come back and like, you know, use his non-existent brain that he clearly didn't have the first time to like outdo him. No, that wasn't. It was great. That was so, you know, that's my, you know, McAfee one was all right too. Like, you know, if you want to see colorful people on a live stream, that's kind of funny, you know.
Yeah.
But
did you have one more?
No, that was it. I did have one more that like I really liked. I really liked Nerd Girl's interview recently that she did with them. We got kids doing things. Hang on a second, y'all. Give me a second.
All right.
No problem.
All right. So with kids doing things, for those in the chat, yes, we will be doing the Hexican Joke-off probably about 20 minutes from now. Get it in before the hexologist. Wait, that sounded bad too. So anyway, yeah. All right, so let's get on to, since we have a few things to get to.
Oh, it's back.
Really,
We're good.
Just overall favorite moment or two for Hex in 2020. Not necessarily Richard Hart live streams, but just the community in general, or you know, any trading action. What was your favorite moment for 2020 and just Hex overall?
The first 24-hour live stream. I had such a great time. Like that whole, it was relatively unexpected, you know, like Hexologist, you know, he came up with the idea pretty on a whim. And I can remember being like, oh shit, this is gonna be a 24. It's like, all right, clear the schedule. We're doing this shit. Let's make this. You know, like I was super stoked about that. I thought that was tons of fun. Also, the first time we pumped like crazy. Like that first time we pumped like crazy was like nothing else. You know, like those two things were just, you know, there was a fucking pandemic and people are losing their jobs and lives all around us, and like you're just like, cha-ching, money in the bank. I don't know, you know, like that was a weird feeling. All in general, you know,
that was really weird,
very strange.
How about you, man?
Yeah, I would say both the 24-hour live streams, because it's always good to see the community and everybody's faces, and yeah, it was a big confidence boost the first time around too, because you know, everybody was calling us bots and stuff, and so it was real solid proof that, you know, we're actually real people, and we actually have a real community. So yeah, that was a big morale boost for me. And my favorite moment was probably the last day of the adoption amplifier. We rolled over and the Hexologist played Final Countdown, and like all the lemons were just flying in chat. And
yes.
It was great.
Yeah, I reacted like that because that was my second favorite. That was so fun, and just to see I think like the chat broke because of all the lemons.
Yeah.
So it was like,
yeah, people were getting errors trying to send.
It was so fun, and like, just, I don't know, man. It was like a certain air about it, and you just felt it. Like, it was so good. I mean, it's a live stream, and it was so intense and fun.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was my second one. You got any more, Vince? I don't want to step on you. My first one was, I'm not gonna forget it. Was the God Whale buy. I'm like sitting on my couch, and I was at the beach, go figure, and it was a crappy day outside, and looked down and checked the price, and I was like, wait a second, like that, it's just something, you know how you check a price and it moves, but you see, I guess, the same different figures, except it was just like way higher, and I think it moved over a decimal spot, and I was like, what is going on here? And then I checked the chart, and I was like, holy crap. And then you go in the chat and everybody's like, oh my gosh. And, you know, this guy just like X the price. And I was like, oh man. And we didn't look back after that, which is pretty damn cool, because Richard brought it up in his most recent stream that, you know, talking about the amount of, you know, millions that would take it to go to $1 or something like that. I really can't fathom or see any reason for a whale to do a one-off buy like that you would just kind of be wrecking yourself in a sense. I mean, if you want to do it right, I would, you know, make a big buy, let everybody who dumps, who's been waiting for that big pump to unload, price is going to come back down. All those liquid guys are gone. This is the way it goes in my head anyway. And then take another block, and then let them come back, and then take another block and just walk that thing up. Because I mean, if you took it to $1 overnight, how many people are just gonna sell? I mean, just dump. And you have so many liquid guys out there that aren't even staked. I'm not even talking about emergency end stakers, which I don't think too many people would.
I don't know, at $1, I think people would do some dumb emergency end stakes. I mean, I'm sure that, maybe not dumb.
Well, yeah, I mean, a good amount, but yeah, I'm talking like more of the liquid guys right now. But yeah, absolutely,
traders out there and stuff.
Yeah, some of the emergency end stakes would definitely happen, because even at that, you've already how many X'd, so who cares what you're going to lose? You know, as long as you don't.
As long as you don't nuke yourself.
Nuke yourself, totally.
It's interesting to see how everyone takes the nuking differently. You know, some people like are you just see them licking their chops, and other people, like, they generally feel bad for other people, like they're like, you know, and then some people are angry about it. Some people think that like it hurts the project because people don't pay attention to, like, people do dumb shit, don't read about doing dumb shit. They're like, you know, and then like hurt themselves because of it, and then like they're gonna go away and then tell other people this project sucks. You know, like, I mean, everyone has their own feelings about it. I personally am complacent and fine with it. Like, I like it. It's good. You know, I think it's overall good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do see people that like that. You know, people react differently. That's for sure.
Yeah, more donations to the International Treasury of Hex.
Well, that's what I feel about it. Like it's, I think somebody said it on Wally Soros and said it the other day that he's like it sucks to see these people burning money like that. And I'm like, well, technically they're not burning money. They're like, I'm getting some of that, and you are too. Yeah, yeah. We're getting that money's not going anywhere but to us. So
yeah, I mean, Cutlass and Sapper talking here. Cutlass was saying Hex is extremely desirable to the wealthy. I think so, but it takes some understanding of it. We need more people to understand it. And then, of course, Sapper here says deep pockets with cash in banks looking for somewhere else to put it long term. We just got to get the word out there. The money is surely out there, and there's going to be more and more of it as these whales grow with Bitcoin and ETH. I mean, holy crap. I mean, the guy was sitting on 70 million of ETH at what, 500 per ETH. Just think if that doubles, that's 140 million. And then, you know, it's insane to think about some of these bags that are out there. Here's one for you, Ross Hex. Not that much liquid, really. I would debate that. I think there's still billions out there of liquid, but a lot of
there's definitely billions. But I mean, if it's 3%, it's still like, I mean, that's still like, what is that? That would still be like almost 20 billion plus coins, which is a lot of fucking coins.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at there. But a lot of end staking would happen for sure. Vince, I'm looking at you.
No ESing for me.
I have all three feelings. Is that okay? Yeah, you can have them all at the same time sometimes. Yeah.
Ross is funny, man. Don't feel bad. Unwrecked Art. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's going on?
You're going to bed as I'm getting up, I think. We're opposite ends of the planet there, sir. So good to see you.
Oh,
Thank
those
you.
Aussies had a really good group live stream. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. They had that Hex TA guy on.
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
Think, they were trying to get him on Discourse too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
he's really good at the whole TD sequential thing, like Tone Vase does.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was excited to get him on. I didn't have a chance to see it yet though.
Yeah, it's a good watch.
Cool. I'll take a look.
Silver the Antidote said April, most of the large stakes will be out. Should get interesting, I think.
Yeah,
there are some big ones in March and April, I believe. If you look
and I think that you're gonna forever have this chart where it looks like a lot of stakes are coming up soon. Like because people are going to use a short stake, like large amounts of Hex will short stake for 90 days or whatever days, regularly. And when they do that, it'll just make it look like there's this like huge block in the first 6 months or whatever upcoming that are going to unstake, and that's just a lot of short stakers. I mean, doesn't mean people are going to sell. I mean, every other coin, everyone is liquid all the time, and it doesn't just always dump. So I think it's just fine. It's just fine.
All right, we got a couple more left here to round out the year. Actually, we're done rounding out the year. We're going to look forward a little bit to 2021. So if you have one or two things on your Hex wish list for that you'd like to see in Hex 2021 this coming year, Richard's throwing a bunch of stuff out there, but could you pick one or two as to what you'd like to see?
I'll go last again because I have 4.
Go, Vince.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I know it probably won't happen next year because it'll probably take some time, but I would love to see margin trading so that we can long while the haters short and get wrecked. So that'd be pretty awesome. And I'm also looking forward to that the whole grayscale style thing that Richard's trying to, or that project that he tweeted about. I think it'd be good a good vehicle for like just high net worth investors, or maybe like people that want to invest in a derivative of Hex. Like maybe they can invest that way if they don't want to do the whole crypto thing. So those two are on my wish list.
That's
yeah, my two. You got them, Vince. So I think the margin trading / shorting like I said, I don't have any realistic time frame for that, but an investment vehicle like a hex scale, I think could happen sooner. And I believe like Conrad over there in UK is actually trying to do his own thing with what was it?
Oh yeah, Cronus, right?
Something like
Well,
that.
so-
Yeah.
But
So for Stephen Davis here, if you type in altcoin buzz Richard Hart, it'll come up like right away. It's like altcoin buzz interviews Richard Hart, and it's Layla that's that's doing the interview. Yeah, it's like a 28-minute long interview. It's short. That's what's nice about it.
yeah. All right, Kirk, over to you.
Okay. Yes, margin trading was on my list, so I had less. A fiat to hex onboard ramp for the USA that's fast and easy, and ideally pairs with my other wish list, which is a more completed full version of Staker being out. So like one that includes hex or fiat to hex on ramps and includes staking ladders. Once we get that kind of stuff going on, I'll be very, very, very excited. There's actually a few people that I have that like still haven't gotten in just because they don't want to deal with the pain and the agony of staking. And I'm like, what cares, man? Just buy some fucking hex. And they just wanted the app. They just want the fucking app, So and I don't get like, I'm not the hard seller. So sure, I'll call you when the app comes out. The other one is events. Like I would like to see, like I really am cool. I'm super stoked with what Maddie Allen is doing with the Hex Changes Hex conference coming up. Everybody go and set your calendars for January 6th through the 9th to take some watches of everybody creating some Hex conference. It's all be virtual conference stuff, but I think that's really cool. I'm very excited for a time post virtual conference land when we can do like meetups or other cool stuff that I have in my mind that I'm not going to get too into, but like lots of fun stuff in the future. And I think that like having Hex being at the forefront or side front or being a part of it is going to be super cool. I'm very excited for like Hex in real life, which I think is not very far off. So those are all things that like I'm thinking of being, hoping for next year. I mean, of course, margin trading too. Now I've heard about, this is something that I heard about, that there's like a uni margin trading platform that's like, I just through some Twitter whisperings that's like coming out soon that somebody has built that you can like put whatever fucking pair you want onto it, that's like any Uniswap, pair. I mean, like, I don't know if it's like legit or if there's going to be centralization involved with it or what. Yes, I'll be presenting. I'll be doing something for Hex Changes conference. I might do something we might crank up Bingo Earth and do a little pre Hex Changes, something to get the message out there too. More to come, but that's I'm very excited for that. Margin trading stuff too. Like I said, I think that'll be very, very cool. I can't really think of too much else. Events is being really cool. Like I will be excited to meet people in real life and talk to people. Like I'm a networking kind of person that like loves to be amongst the people talking and like being able to do that at a much better, much higher rate than I am now. It's just there's I haven't it's not been very much to do.
Yep. To answer you, the brand Hammer. I'm supposed to be there as well on a panel. Not sure what yet, but we'll see.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll probably just be support and help mod the YouTube chat. So yeah.
Keep your pants on, children of the grave. Keep your pants on. All right. So yeah. Oh yeah. And just a small gripe. I think Maddie Allin was saying like there's 30 scheduled so far. There's 28 on his graphic that he put out. Dude, no love. No love. All right.
Come on in there. Ross Hex, if you want in, just send me a message on Telegram or on Twitter or anything, and I'll add you into that to the next to the pool, which I'll be announcing. Like I said, once we finish this season, I'll let everybody know about what's coming up with that.
Motley. Don't forget, everyone there will be a Uniswap airdrop for liquidity providers. Yes, that's right. Got another entry for the league next year.
Yes, I was saying, jump on in, man. I'll drop me a line, and I'll add you to the pool. We'll definitely do it up. I'll be setting up details on a live stream when we announce, like, do winners and everything else. How did people pay in? They all sent. Not everybody sent me Hex. So they could send me Hex, but they could also just PayPal me the cash. Was fine too. And then I just put the Hex in for them. You know. So either way.
Cool. All right. Last one before the Hexican Joke-off. Hex price range, low and high, that you could see in 2021. Who wants to go first? And this is all speculation and fun. All right, you shy people. I'll go first. I think I think half a penny. If we can hold here for a while and go up through the end of the year, I think that could possibly be a new floor. It's kind of like one of those round-ish numbers, like a half, quarter, whole. And I mean, a year away is a long way in crypto. And if we're in a bull market, I think we could do, what was my target? I just put down 12.5 cents. So that's mine. What you got? Motley's got 369. So don't we win? Kinetics has $10, he said last week on the show. So
Well, man, I was wrong the first times. I was way low my first set of predictions. So I like want to go low again, and but like I think that because I'm looking at intention, right? So our intention was to beat Ethereum in 2.5 years, do better than a 10,000x. So by the end of this next year, we'll be 2 years and 1 month into the project. We will be 5 months away from our target date. And if we're that close, I would like to be at least halfway to where we need to be. So 27 cents seems 28 cents seems like a viable place to be if you only want to need, if we got enough, that's a lot of economic energy that you need to push up at that point in time to go from 28 to 56, Not impossible though, not impossible, but like that would be where I'd like if I'm looking for highs, that would be a great place to end the year and put my place in, put us in a place where, Motley changes his mind now. 50 cents at Richard's guidance. Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, it's not a bad. I mean, like, it's 100x. We did way more than 100x with just all of us, like just on the all of us buying and being a part of this community. Who knows how much if we could? I mean, I think another 100x this year is possible. So yeah, why not? Like I'm gonna stick with 28 cents though. Because that would be a really cool place to find us. It would really set the table for completing the design intentions.
For me, yeah, I'm gonna play it safe and say, I just think 50 cents is probably a good high for us, and the low. I'm going to be optimistic and say that once we cross a penny, the next time we'll never go below it. So
I like that. I have a feeling on that too. I think that's pretty good. Like I think that where we're at here, will be long forgotten by next, very early on next year.
Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when Richard tweeted out the price chart last night, I noticed the random green line. It ended at $9 for the end of next year.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean is I did see that. I did notice that. And so here I am making predictions that I'm hoping I'm like way low on. It would be amazing if I was just like, oh yeah, I was off by a factor of 10. It'd be sick. So here's to it. All right.
All right. It's about that time, I guess. We got about 15 minutes to Hexo's show.
Oh boy.
So, Kirk, I don't know if you saw last week's, but
Oh, I saw it. I watched intensely.
I will just lay the groundwork here for those who did not see it last week. So basically, if you're unfamiliar with the concept of a dad joke-off, it's basically, you get to watch two Hexicans joke each other off now. With dad jokes, we're going to go, I think we did best of 7 last week. We're not going to do a show for probably 2 or 3 weeks. So we're going to do some bonus, probably 10 each. As long as we don't have any repeats. Perhaps Vince has been spying on my material. I don't know. So.
I don't know.
But Big Kirk, man, it's if one of us laughs, it's a point for the other guy. It's I think last week's what we tie 3-3.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
probably.
I think it was, or according to Children of the Grave, we both lost. So.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
All right, now chat is just kind of losing itself. So. All right, here we go. As I think I went first last week, so Vince, would you like to go?
All right, I will.
Give me just 1 second. I gotta prepare here. All right. Get my smiley face on.
Nice holiday hat there.
All right, man. We got Mickey being festive.
Awesome.
All right. Very nice.
Just chilling and,
Yeah.
Here we go, man. Go for it.
Hey, Cabana.
Oh, hey, Vince.
Why do cows have hooves instead of feet?
I don't know.
Because they lactose.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Hey, Vince.
Hey, Cabana.
What do you call a sleepwalking nun?
I don't know.
A Roman Catholic.
Good one.
I'm laughing at Kirk.
I know. I'm sorry. That's the worst of me. I'll be more judicial about this. I swear.
Hey, Cabana.
Yeah, but
Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
I don't know. Why did he?
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Okay. Hey, Vince.
Hey, Cabana.
What do you call a woman who breaks up with you via Instagram?
I don't know. What?
A DM X. I think there was a laugh there.
I think that was a laugh. I'm going to call that a laugh. Point Cabana.
Hey, Cabana.
Hey, Vince.
What kind of waves do tiny surfers ride?
I can feel this is going to be bad. What kind of waves?
Microwaves.
Oh yeah, Vince. I guess the point right there. That is a solid point.
They're so simple. Oh man, it's like those. Oh,
you almost knew what that answer was going to be.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. It's like those are the ones that get you sometimes. Hey, Vince.
Hey, Cabana.
Did you hear what happened when Big Kirk drank 8 Cokes the other day?
No, I didn't. What happened?
He threw 7 up.
Hey, Cabana.
Yeah, Vince.
What happens when a frog's car dies?
I don't know.
He needs a jump. And if that doesn't work, he has to get it towed.
It's good. That's really good. I thought I had a frog joke in here. Maybe I should hold on. Let me. We're keeping on the.
That was really good. It's murderous to not laugh at this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey man, I let one go before. I gotta keep it together here. All right. Whew. All right. Well, sticking with the amphibians. Hey Vince.
Hey Cabana.
How do you tell the difference between a frog and a horny toad?
I don't know.
A frog says ribbit ribbit, and a horny toad says rub it rub it.
Point Cabana.
That was good.
Very good. Very good.
Let's see. Hey Cabana.
Yeah, Vince.
Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself?
I don't know why.
It was too tired.
Oh man, that's yeah. You're coming in hot with these really simple and really funny ones. I'm doing all I can here. Okay, I made it though. I think I made it. Okay. Hey Vince.
Hey Cabana.
What's the difference between America and a memory stick?
I don't know.
One is USA, the other is USB.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Always love tech humor.
Yeah.
Hey Cabana.
Yeah.
Why was Cinderella fired from the basketball team?
I don't know why.
Because she ran away from the ball.
All right, okay.
That's a point for Vince right there. Woo.
All right. Okay. I think we're halfway through, if I'm correct.
I don't know. I've lost
We're all
track.
tied up right now. We're all tied up 2-2.
Yeah, we're 5 in. We got 5 to go. Okay. Hey Vince.
Hey Cabana.
I just found an origami porn channel, but it's pay-per-view only.
That makes sense. Hey Cabana.
Yes, Vince.
How do trees access the internet?
I don't know.
They log in.
That they do.
Ooh, that was tough.
Okay. Hey Vince.
Hey Cabana.
What's Tone Vase's favorite altcoin?
Oh, I don't know.
Polka dot. Oh my god.
There's a point.
10 out of 10. Oh my god.
You get 10 out of 10 for prop comedy as well, man. That's just fantastic.
You actually printed that out? Oh god.
Well, I need something to take the lead. So yeah.
No. Fair point.
Yeah.
Hey Cabana.
I think we got 3 to go. Yes, Vince.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
I don't know what.
Ground beef.
They had Kirk. They had you're gonna make me. Woo. I made it. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hey, Vince.
Hey, Cabana.
What is R. Kelly's favorite game?
Oh, I don't know.
Hide and leak.
Wow. Oh, the voice of Cabana. He's here.
Good one. Hey, Cabana.
Yeah.
That wasn't even.
Yes, Vince.
When does a dad joke cost $1,000?
I don't know when.
When it's a granddad joke.
That's the point for Vince there, man. That's just great. That one is another one, man. It's so simple and it's just so perfect.
Okay. Woo. All right. Hey, Vince.
Hey, Cabana.
How do you tell the difference between an oral and rectal thermometer?
Oh, I don't know.
The taste.
Oh my God.
Man.
That is a great one. That is a solid point.
That was a very good one.
I think your last one, Vince.
Oh, is my last one?
I think so. Yeah. Good thing, because
It is. Yeah.
I got to make it a hex one, then shouldn't I?
oh yeah, you should.
All right. What's the difference between? Oh, wait. Hey, Cabana.
Hey, Vince.
What's the difference between marriage and hex?
I don't know.
In hex, when you emergency end stake, there's still a chance that you get some of your money back.
Yes.
All the hex ladies are gonna unfollow me now.
Oh. All right. I guess I'll finish on a one. Okay. Hey, Vince.
Hey, Cabana.
Why did the snowman suddenly smile?
I don't know why.
He saw the snowblower coming.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Thank you.
It's good. Cabana, is that it? That's it. That's 10 of them on each side. And Cabana, you took the win this time. You had 1 point further than Vince. You really stepped it up a notch. Something about that printout of Tone Vase. It just ran away.
What I did.
I was not expecting that prop at all.
That shit was great. That was great.
All right, Jeds. Well, there's the most recent edition of the Hexican Joke-off. Thank you, Big Kirk, for moderating.
That was awesome. I was glad. I took everything in me to not laugh at every one of them.
And thank you to our special guest, Tone Vase.
All
right, so I think Hexo's coming up. Everybody, show your stuff. Where can we find you, Vince?
Oh, I rebranded my Twitter to @Crypto Vince 369.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's your main avenue?
Yeah, that's my main place.
Mine is same thing @Big Kurkowski everywhere. Twitter mostly. I also have a Dlive. I have a YouTube. I have a Twitch and what's the other one? Periscope. And I'm on there sometimes. That's about it. Oh, Bingo Earth. Come and check out Bingo Earth. We're going to be doing new games next year. Once fantasy football is all over, I'll do a stream and let everybody know about winners and have new people get linked up for the next year's league, and we'll go from there. That's about it.
Cool.
It's been lots of fun. Thank you for having me, Cabana. I appreciate it.
Heck yeah, man. Thanks for hopping by for the last happy hour.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
the below, YouTube, Twitch, Dlive, Twitter, Instagram, got all those locked up. So you can find me there. Most active on Twitter. I do some Insta. Insta's fun. But yeah, viewing wise, covering all the angles because Hexicans like to skip around on their TV viewing platforms.
So, yeah, we do. We're all over the place.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. I think.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope everyone has a great holiday season too.
Yeah, let's say
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. And Hexo's up, so throw it over to him. And thanks, everybody.
See you guys there.